Previously on Critically Stupid.
Don't talk about my best friends, unless you wanna get punched in the chin. Don't talk about my best friends, unless you wanna get punched in the chin. In the depths of Devil's toilet, you met the cutest kitten. Gareth let his seal his heart, you know that he was smitten. The cat was possessed by the demon of the sea. The pirate shark Ahab, still as cute as could be. Devil came in after icing up his junk. He said some mean things to Mel, and he got his face punched. Girth and Riley popped in and wanted to steal some treasure. Gareth said, fine, we were just leaving, whatever. I saw a pair of bongos that I couldn't resist, but when I touched them, the treasure disappeared, it vanished. Once we were home, we attuned with the stone, but we ended up in some magic land somewhere unknown. We spoke to a mysterious creature who looked just like our friends. We had so many questions, but before we began, we pulled out of the stone to find our home was ablaze. Everything's on fire, is this the end of our days? Who was this creature? Was it a aboleth galore? How did it look like a head full of Floon and more? Is it too late to save our home? Can we put the fire out? So many questions to be answered, let's find out right now. Don't talk about my best friends, unless you wanna get punched in the chin. Don't talk about my best friends, unless you wanna get
What's going on, everybody? As we get close to the end game of Critically Stupid Campaign 1, I've got a little something extra to start all of these episodes with, sort of wrapping up thematically what some of the things we've been rolling in through all of the episodes, through all of the arcs, and I'm going to have each of these guys read them in character. To the first one is going to go. Calm down, Diana. The first one's going to go to Gary, and I talked to him a little while ago. I'm just saying, I saw your heart rate jack up, like in your face.
Real quick,
I don't like surprises.
You did talk to me a little bit about it also, but you did mention that you were going to send me something about it on Discord.
I'm going to send it right now, but I'm going to send it and then you're going to start reading. So I want to make sure that everybody's clear on it. Please don't interrupt Garion, obviously. All right. Garion, this is to be read in character. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, hit it.
Memory isn't fair. It's not a perfect record of the people who come into our lives or a catalog of their effect. It doesn't perfectly capture the way we felt the first time someone's made us laugh until our stomachs hurt, or cry until the tears stop. These things are temporary as we are. As much as we wish it wasn't, memory is faulty. It's fallible. The season's worth of leaves turning orange and gold with the first frost of old age and floating away onto a gentle breeze. A memory forgets things, important things. It starts small, a joke made over dinner with friends, the genesis of argument that exploded out of nowhere, a cozy afternoon with a warm blanket and a good book. But suddenly, the things get bigger. An entire conversation, the details of an old friend's face, the way someone made you feel. And then, between one season and the next, our memory loses entire lives. The lives of people we loathed or loved, people we agonized over or trusted with our darkest secrets. People who came into our lives not when it was convenient, but when it was important. Memory isn't fair, and neither are the lives it drops, gently and quietly as a leaf floating on the breeze.
you
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your soon-to-be world-famous Dungeons & Dragons real play comedy podcast, Critically Stupid. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Alexander James. I am also your friendly candle enthusiast. I love those aromatic bad boys, especially around the holidays. I've got a eucalyptus and pine on my desk right now. Garion's got one too, and it's pretty great. Love candles. My favorite part of last episode was through the figurative and metaphorical train wreck that was the 20 minutes we came together to record an episode of this show. The single beautiful moment where Dianna remembered a side character from a year and a half ago with no provocation, just like she had it off the dome.
Incredible.
Anthony, why don't you go next, bud?
I'm Anthony. I play Arnold the Bard. My favorite scent of candle is like creme brulee. I really like
yeah.
I like desserty scented candles. I want to go into my house and feel like, ooh, I want to eat everything in my house. That's what I want. Like I want to feel like Hansel and or Gretel. But yeah, so my favorite part of last episode was the actual episode. I don't remember. All I remember is that like the train wreck we did. It was amazing. I was so sick. I was so sick. I was trying. I would like the world to know that I tried my best. I showed up. I showed up dying. I was dying. I could see in Alex's face. He was like, he can't do this. And I was like, you're right, but I'm going to try. Like actually, he's like, please stop what you're doing. And I was like, I'm trying my best. And it was hilarious and terrible. And I felt so bad. But yeah, that was amazing. So Dianna.
Hi, my name is Dianna. I play Mel. I also have the Wolf Pup, Joshua Patrick, Josh Pat, J Peasy. My favorite scented candle, I actually had one. I just moved it. It was a vanilla candle. But I also dig like a Christmassy, like, I don't know. I don't want to say evergreen because I don't like the pine tree smell, but that's just the name of the candle that I bought. Yeah, my favorite part of last episode was, I don't remember the actual episode, but I mean, yeah, the whole train wreck. Listen, Anthony was sick and I had been in the car all day, including being stuck at the border for longer than I wanted to be. And I got back just in time to watch the Bills lose. So
you were also, let's put the tiger on the table and yell at it. You were also 45 minutes late to the recording because they lost in overtime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
It sure does. It be like that sometimes. Listen, they didn't. Garion.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. I am the Nyan Cat, and I play Gareth. My favorite scented candle, not too specific. I like seasonal candles, switching up the scent of the house for whatever season we're in. Really changes the vibe. And my favorite part of last episode was... I think the 5 stages of grief that appeared on not Gareth, my real face when Arnold took those bongos.
That was like, because like I pitched it, I was like, do you grab anything else? And like, you guys were like, nah, we're fine. Like, you just let all of my like careening, tension-filled characters just sort of like crisscross applesauce each other, like without
Leo.
touching. And then like on his way out, I was like, Anthony, there is a sin. And Garion was like, please.
Don't. Rule number 1 of Gareth Stealth School is know when to fold them.
I think you know that I am second best in the school out of 2. And the other one is a puppy.
Is a dog.
I hate to mention, dude, we have a new student. You may have been demoted.
Oh, actually, yes. While I hate to interrupt, Garion, but just as Dianna talks about her wolf pup, Joshua Patrick, Josh Pat, J Peasy, can you please introduce the audience to your
newest member of Troll Skull Tavern, is a beautiful kitten with a little itty bitty hat named Constance. The kitten is named Constance, not the hat.
God damn it.
Just so in case, the hat's name is Fred.
Okay, Constance and his hat, Fred. His, her, there.
Hold on. Odds or evens?
Odds. Well, hang on a second. There's more than 2 genders. Nice try, bitch. Not today. Not today.
All right. The next time a cat tells me that they're non-binary, I'll take that into account.
Okay. All right, so for our
Constance is a man or a male, by the way.
Cool. All right, for our fantasy improv cold open today, you're each gonna get to build your own thing. So with that in mind, try to keep it kind of short because we have a lot to get through today. So Anthony, please build me a fantasy food vendor in a fancy part of town.
Fantasy food vendor in a fancy part of town. Okay, I'm gonna say, okay, it's a gelato stand.
Okay.
And yeah, but instead of just like a cup of gelato, they do like a whole carving of the gelato.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah. So like instead of like having a picture in your coffee in the whip, it's just like a gelato, but it's like the like Venus de Milo, like it's like a various forms in the gelato.
Like a sculpture.
Like a sculpture, yeah. But
only if somebody had used that exact
That
word.
right.
Sorry.
Okay, Garion, give me a kindly old woman with a secret.
Okay. Kindly old woman has the most kindly old woman name you could imagine, which is Gladys.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, yeah, top 5 for sure.
She has 14 grandchildren.
Oh,
And 6 regular children.
okay.
Her secret is that while she does love the man she married, she's secretly still in love with her first boyfriend who died in a tragic accident when they were young.
Oh, love that. Okay, great. Dianna, a member of the nobility wakes in the middle of the night with a start. Why?
They woke with a start because they I don't know, they probably just heard something. How much
Cool.
detail do you want here?
What did they hear?
They heard a dog barking outside, which is weird because there's not really dogs in that area because dogs know that even though it's a rich area, it's not that good. So hearing a dog probably meant that something was going on, but he didn't really want to check it out. So he was just laying there hoping it would go away.
God, that's such a mood. Holy shit. Okay. In the dead of night in Waterdeep, when almost all of the houses are asleep and even the rowdiest of taverns are starting to gently wind down for the evening, a pulse rocks through Waterdeep. It's invisible. It's almost an invisible. I just said the word invisible twice. I'm so fucking good at this. It's crazy.
It's some sort of not visible.
It's some sort of hard to perceive wave that bursts through Waterdeep and just like sets everything back like a quarter of an inch. Even the big buildings sort of rock gently on their axes. The stray dogs and cats running through the street are bowled off their feet, and there are little ones sleeping in alleys and hammocks and orphanage beds and comfortable 4-poster beds in the mansions that roll off and fall to the ground, and it's really funny.
It's not funny. Picturing those little orphans in their tiny hammocks in the alleyways getting flung out of them, spinning around. It's not funny. It's
funny
not.
enough.
Don't.
Oh no,
don't
you
laugh
just
at the
saying that
little
made that
orphans
even
being rudely
funnier.
awoken.
Every child under 2 falls out of bed. It's really funny. But in addition to the children spinning like tops in their hammocks, trapping them in a cocoon,
only for them to reemerge a month later as a beautiful butterfly.
In addition to that, people all over Waterdeep start remembering things that they can't believe they've forgotten. There is a gelato sculpting vendor in a fancy part of town who realizes that he started this gelato business with a partner who tried to steal it from him. Tried to buy out all of his fantasy gelato shares in, I guess, what was a publicly traded gelato company, and tried to steal it from him. There is an old woman, Gladys, with 6 kids and 14 grandchildren, who realizes that the person that she was in love with didn't die in a tragic accident when he was a youngster. He's still alive. He just married somebody else, and she's been pretending that he's dead because it was easier this whole time.
That's hard. That's hard as shit.
Gladys needs so much therapy.
There is a member of the nobility who wakes up in the middle of the night hearing a stray dog outside barking from an intrusion, and suddenly remembers that he betrayed the Thieves Guild in a deal gone wrong. And he has every reason to believe and should be scared that people are actively breaking into his house with his name carved onto their dark blades right now. All over the city, people start remembering things that they should not have forgotten. Let's cut to you three bing bongs. You all open your eyes to a smoke-riddled basement in Troll Skull. It is, you all open your eyes to Garion's bedroom in real life. It is difficult to breathe without coughing. And somewhere, Bob Marley is playing on a set of iPhone speakers.
There's a towel under the door.
Exactly.
Whole ass vibe. I'm not mad at it.
You smell smoke, and Josh Pat immediately starts whimpering. What do you do?
What is Constance doing?
Constance doesn't give a fuck.
Fair enough.
I chew thoughtfully.
Cool. Yeah, in character and everything.
God, I can just picture Mel standing in a burning building.
No,
like,
with the bag of chips. With the bag of chips, she would be like, ow.
Hey, listen, so here's my secret. I was in a lot of pain today, so I took an edible. I don't usually take edibles before I record because I get really, really fucking high. So I'm really, really fucking high.
So spoiler alert. There's a set of iPod speakers playing Bob Marley in Diana's room as well.
That's why I'm not vaping, because I'm already like really fucking high. I'm not birthday high, Anthony. I'm not that bad though. Just to be clear. The night is young. Okay, so Mel, who is not high and is capable of making good rational decisions, would look for is there another way out? Can I get out through the door?
I mean, we're in the basement, so I guess
you're in the basement. There's a set of
like a walkout basement, or is it?
I guess that would be up to Gareth, whose bedroom is in the basement. Is there it would make sense to me as the DM that there would be a sneaky way in, because obviously Gareth spends a lot of time making sort of midnight rendezvous with the wealthy purses of Waterdeep's upper crust. So
Doesn't
that's
it
up to
go to the
Garion.
sewers?
So there is not an exit outside of the tavern, but there is a hatch that leads from the basement directly behind the bar. And then from Gareth just goes out the window behind the bar.
Wasn't there some door? I thought it was to the sewers or something.
There is a door to the sewers, but that has been like comically barricaded.
Okay.
Like pianos and grandfather clocks in front of the door level barricaded.
Are you taking the bard's instruments, or?
You know what? Who knows where he may have gotten that ornate grandfather clock?
Well, I was talking about the piano, but
is that one of the bard's instruments? Is just
no, I was talking about the piano.
If you believe in yourself.
No, the bard holds the grandfather clock, and then every 15 minutes,
it's an Arnold original. I love it.
Yeah, so we could go up to the secret hatch, but maybe just like the stairs would probably be faster.
Because I didn't know if they were blocked, so I guess I could ask that. Can I?
Where's the stairs? Oh yeah, the stairs are not blocked. They're fine. The stairs are.
Okay, so if I do that fire safety thing where I like put my hand on the is it safe to open the door?
It is warm to the touch, but it doesn't burn your hand. This hatch at the top of the stairs.
Okay, so I'd probably take JP and be like, we got to get out of here. Follow me out.
Okay.
And open the thing, and
I follow as well.
Yeah, no need to prompt. For reference, unless I say otherwise, Constance is in Gareth's one of his many chest pockets.
Okay, does Constance have his head like out over?
Oh yeah, actually, just watching. Just like this, actually.
Nice. Do you want to describe it for our audio listeners?
No, fuck that. No, I'm kidding. Audio listeners, if you've seen Adventure Time, I have the little shirt of Jake the dog sticking out of the pocket.
Okay, so Mel, you throw open this hatch, and the booming smoke throughout the inside of Troll Skull gets significantly thicker. It's almost difficult to breathe. The flames licking the inside of this tap room rise almost to the walls. The drapes that Arnold had spent so many days obsessing over, sourcing and hanging and framing the windows just right are all like disappearing in columns of flame as it wreaths its way to the edges of the room and up the walls. However, you can see a brief alley of unsmoked wood, which is the upcoming title of Garion's album.
Unsmoked wood. That sounds like that's a euphemism, right? That's for like sucking dick.
You're gonna have to tell me.
If I see some more unsmoked wood, if I see one other unsucked cock, leave it to me.
Diana, you see an unsucked cock leading to the door.
Is it attached to anybody or is it just on the ground?
I'm too high for this.
Yeah, like we began this episode with Alex just specifically saying, "Listen, there are going to be opportunities for you to just get distracted. Don't do it." And he's immediately like,
"There's a penis on the ground."
There's a penis on the ground. There's an open path in Troll Skull.
Sidesteps the penis.
Sidestepping the penis, there's an open path to the door.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah. All right. I would like athletics checks from all three of you, please. I want to see if anybody gets caught up in them flames.
Oh, again. Okay.
I'm so good. I have a great amount of.
Ooh, it doesn't fucking matter. 19 plus 0 is still 19.
I'm gonna burn to death. I got a 6.
Diana?
18 plus 5 is 23.
Okay. So Diana
Sorry,
floats effortlessly over the fire and like gets to the front door, throws it open, followed quickly by Gareth, who has like one hand cupped into his pocket to make sure that Constance the kitten doesn't fall out.
JP comes out with me, obviously.
JP is like right behind Mel. And then both of you turn to see the bard trip over a table and biff it onto the floor.
He trips over the penis. No.
He trips over the cock.
Damn it. Happens to the best of us.
It's so girthy, it caught his kneecap. And he takes just 2 points of damage.
Okay.
You just burn your shin a little bit.
Got it.
But the three of you make it out. The Troll Skull Alley is a mess. There are people gawking from almost every corner and every store and every patio. Every window is thrown open. People are staring at your bar going up in flames. It's a miserable night outside. The wind is lashing. It's raining, but not hard enough to drown any of the flames that are now starting to poke out of the second floor windows and glow gently like embers from the rooftop eaves. You see the crew of Don't Make It Weird, Wicked Wares and Wiles, sort of like looking out the window. You see producer Sean.
Sorry, didn't they like disappear into a golden bath of light? I feel like we would be surprised to see them, right?
No, absolutely not. They're back exactly where they were. They're in the shop. They're fine.
All right, sweet.
Their sort of fantasy Taylor Swift troubles took place off camera, and now they're back tending to their shop. Gareth, you see producer Sean like throw himself out the window and hit the slanted rooftop of Wicked Wares and Wiles, and then leap to the cobbled floor of the alley with his staff in tow and frantically start casting spells, trying to get the rain manifested in a way that like dampens the fire, but it's already too late because Troll Skull is burning. Mel, first person out, you see caught in this wave of faces of people staring in horror as the last 6 months of effort that you guys have put into Troll Skull Tavern burns right in front of you. You see a figure in a dark cloak with bright red hair staring, his face aghast at this flame, as you see Rainier Neverember take the first faltering steps backwards to turn into the crowd. And you see him, his lips move and he mouths something to the empty air in front of him.
How far away from me is he?
Probably about 20 feet.
Sounds like archery range.
I was gonna say, can I shoot him?
Yes. Describe to me the non-lethal way you shoot Rainier Neverember.
Why non-lethal?
Because I've decided it's non-lethal. I need him for the next 3.5 episodes.
Okay, so how close to lethal can we get?
Like paralyzing,
I'll
like in
give
the
you-
C4 vertebrae.
I'll give you any part of a leg.
Oh, I'm a better shot than that.
Well, yeah.
And I get to fire twice.
I'll give you both legs. A man can't run far with 2 severed Achilles tendons.
Dude, he can't run far with 1 severed Achilles tendon.
He can hop.
I mean, I guess if I'm aiming like right for the fucking Achilles.
Him hopping away.
All right, I'll go for both.
For both. All right, roll those attacks. Arnold,
Mhm.
while she does this, roll up a perception check for me, please.
Got it.
Oh, first one wasn't great. I might miss on the first one. Good thing you can't run with 2 Achilles tendons or 1. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm real high.
Yeah. I got it.
First one was only a 9. Woof.
No, actually, you hear an agonized screech as you hit a fucking innocent bystander.
Listen, I got smoke in my eyes.
You just shoot some random dude.
Oh, that's okay. I just made up for it. Hold on.
I got a 14.
14 for the perception. Thank you.
Imagine watching like, oh no, my favorite bar is burning down. I hope they're okay. Oh, good, they made it. Oh, come
Smoke.
on! What the
It's
fuck?
fine. It happens. 23.
23. Okay. You shoot your second arrow between the legs of somebody that rushes to help your first victim. And it catches
that guy.
Rainier Neverember in the calf. And you hear him cry out, but he continues to run, disappearing into the crowd.
I got a 23 and I can't hit his Achilles. Come on now.
I'm sorry to say, sometimes you only sort of hit. Roll damage.
Also, if you could just do called shots like that, why I shoot him in the
I was gonna
head
say,
just every
this
time?
seems like
While she is rolling damage, Arnold, you see a folding picnic table set up
I
on
can really
the cobbled street about 15 feet away. It's around sort of like a bend leading out of the alley. It has a lovely umbrella next to it and a picnic chair, sort of like a reclining chair. And Duster Floon, the owner of the rival tavern Ale Be Back, is selling cocktails and giggling merrily to himself as he watches your bar burn down. And you can hear him say, "Get your old fashions here for your burning down privileges. Don't forget to come to Ale Be Back. That's where
Oh,
you
I'm
can get
shooting
these
him next.
delicious
I just
old
blow.
fashions."
I blow my little flute and I take his voice
Yeah,
away
fucking mute his ass.
immediately.
All right. He sort of like and like realizes his voice is gone, but then he actually wait, let me roll for it. Okay. He takes a second to recover, but he slams his picnic table and then starts gesturing like a silent auctioneer, still giving away his old fashions.
Gareth looks at him. Mimes? That's fucking. What are you, a loser? No one likes mimes anymore. Everybody points at him and laughs.
Oh, one crucial detail that I have missed in all of this. All 3 of you, actually, let me call it what it is. All 5 of you, Constance and Joshua Patrick included, now know for certain, it's almost impossible that you could have forgotten where the Vault of Galore is. It's in the Sea Ward where it's always been. You understand this like you understand. Like it's so obvious. It's like, what's Joshua Patrick's name? Joshua Patrick. Where's the Vault of Galore? It's in the Sea Ward. So you feel Arnold watching Duster Floon frantically mime his old fashions, and much to your chagrin, he does sell 3 of them while he's voiceless. People really like old fashions. Yeah, Gareth is buying them just to dump them on the ground.
He's buying them and immediately throwing them in his face.
Arnold, the Stone of Galore is warmed in your pocket, almost like it touched the fire inside Troll Skull a little bit too. It's not enough to burn you, but it's like an after effect of like falling against that like burning wood floor. You feel it like gently pulsing in whatever pocket you've got it.
Okay. I go, whoo, like
There
that.
it is.
And just,
Nice.
yeah.
All right, Diana, there is a bright red splatter of carmine against the cobblestones where your prey is limping away.
Can I run after him?
Absolutely, yes, you can. You run, the crowd parts, and you hear like muttered whispers and sort of
I feel
like
like JP would also take Jason Barky and Growly.
Would JP go in front of you, or would he
Oh.
would he be at your side?
Probably at my side unless I gave him the okay to go ahead.
Okay.
You know, like a police dog.
Is it like a hunting dog who goes out and like picks up the dead bird and brings it back to you? Just starts dragging Rainier.
Hell yeah, I actually like that a lot. There are shocked whispers and gasps as you run away from your burning bar, and you hear people be like, she's not going to go to the bar. It's burning. Like, is she okay? And then other people are like, no, it's cool. It's cool. She kills people regularly.
It's cool. This happens all the time.
Ahead of you is a horrible cry of anguish.
Ah!
Thank you so much, Gary. Nailed it. And you see Diana bursting through this crowd. It's sort of like towards the back, towards one of like the back exits of Troll Skull. Rainier Neverember, bound by his ankles and legs by exploded, uncontrollable plant growth, like reaping vines and tendrils of like toothy cacti. And Fala LaFauci, the proprietor of the newly rebuilt Corellian's Crown, the plant store in Troll Skull that you guys helped after the explosion at Troll Skull Tavern the first time when their store was turned into like smoking rubble, is standing on their patio, arms outstretched and fresh incantations on their lips as they pull the scrabbling and protesting form of Rainier Neverember back into the alley. And they look at you and say, not on my watch, dearies. I know
Nice.
that you're after this person, and I say once a scoundrel, always a scoundrel.
You are an amazing friend. Thank you so much.
You just
Gareth does
became my
take
best friend. Like, I might get a tattoo of your face. Actually, like, I appreciate that.
as Gareth makes his way to Rainier, he does take the time to throw an old fashioned in what's his face's face. He does not pay for it. He just picks it up for him.
Duster Froon? Okay. You see Duster Froon's face grow, not
Wet.
shocked. Wet. You see his face grow wet, which is a phrase I try not to say often. And he sort of like contorts and points at you accusingly. But I think that's when you hear Rainier's cry, and I think you run after that sort of immediately.
That's so funny. It was him. He got me wet.
Boy, find $1. Okay. Diana. Rainier Neverember has half an arrow in one leg. He's clearly like snapped it off at the mid section so that he can run with it, but his legs are all wrapped up in tendrils, and he looks at you with huge eyes and says, I am so sorry. That's not my character voice. I'm gonna get there in a minute. It's been a minute since I've done my own voice. Lady Meliora, I thank you so much. It has not helped, apparently. Lady Meliora, I must tell you, it is with such alarm that I see your incredible shot. You have, it appears, shot me, and I must apologize. I'm sorry. I'm so very sorry for your loss. And if you could convince the sort of plant witch to let me go, I'm sure that I am a wealthy man. Perhaps I could offset some of the damages to your establishment, and we could sort of figure this out together.
Real quick, he's wearing like a black mysterious looking cloak, right?
Yes, and
instead of his
actually,
normal finery.
yeah, he's wearing like really casual street clothes, Gareth,
Okay.
like a plain set of shirt and trousers, like definitely not the finery that you're used to seeing your wealthy noble companion in.
So I think Gareth will respond to his pleas with, a man of wealth wearing the most suspicious looking outfit I've ever seen. You look like you're trying to go out, set fire to something, and escape undetected.
No, that's not at all what is happening here. I must protest my own innocence. I just happen to be in the neighborhood, and while he's talking, Diana, give me a perception check, please. Actually, Gareth, you too.
Oh, I was gonna ask if I can tell if he's lying.
Oh, you can roll insight instead, and I'll have Arnold and
doesn't-
Garion roll perception. That's fine.
I got a 19 again. Holy shit. 23 for
Wow,
perception.
huge.
Ooh, I got a nat 20 on perception.
Let's go. Okay. Diana, what'd you get on insight?
24.
18.
God damn, guys. Okay. Gareth, you hear a rustling from one of the many, many offshoot alleys and branches that are in this sort of cobblestone lane. And you turn to see what looks to be like a pack of kids, sort of in their like ragtag rapscallion clothes, sort of like gathered rags. However, you notice two facts about this pack of kids hiding in an alleyway. Number one, in the way back of them is a form that is definitely not a kid. It is sort of like rounded and tall, maybe like 6 feet off the ground.
Santa, he wants revenge. So
And number two, in the reflection of the burning down troll skull, you notice that the skin of these kids' faces is too tight and an off color. And you realize that they are kid-sized creatures wearing masks.
ooh, yuck.
Anthony,
Yes.
you see in another offshoot alley, because there are apparently a lot of them, two sailors dripping water. Even from where they're standing, they're dripping water standing like, I don't know how, you guys are like a mile away from the nearest harbor.
Mhm.
And in the burning reflection of this tavern, you see mutated coral features exploding from their cheeks and lips and jaw as they watch you.
Thank God there are no mouth dicks this time.
Diana, Rainier for sure is not being straight with you guys. What he's lying about, you can't quite tell, but this dude's excuses are exactly that. They are flimsy excuses offered at face value.
Okay. So whilst he's going on and rambling or whatever, I'm just going to interrupt and say, why are you here?
I can explain everything. This is the trappings that I am wearing, the location that you find me, the sort of hey, let's call it what it is, suspicious circumstances. I can explain everything, but I cannot do it here. There are too many eyes on me now. Everyone is watching me, Lady Meliora, and if you can get me to a safe place, I can explain everything, and we can, and people are remembering things that they have no business remembering, and my life is in danger. And I
Yes, because Mel has an arrow
it's
pointed
in
at your
danger
throat.
from me.
this is
from
this
me.
is a most excellent point. Please don't kill me. I have much to live for. Many millions of gold boobies lie in a vault, and I love them dearly. But speaking of vaults, I can tell you where the vault is. I can get you inside. I remember things. I remember things now, Lady Meliora, and I can tell them to you, but not if you kill me. And not if any of these guys kill me either.
Why would they want to kill you? You know why I want to kill you.
I mean, you set fire to the local favorite tavern. Of course they have their eyes on you.
You hear a scratching of chalk on a blackboard, and then Gareth, you turn, and 30 feet away, Dustin Floon is holding up a chalkboard that says it's not really the favorite. And then underneath that is a sign for I'll be back. Anyway.
Gareth goes over, picks up another old-fashioned fucking
right in his face. You hear the scampering of small feet on cobblestones, and suddenly this pack of kids bursts out of this alley, knives akimbo, and throws themselves at Rainier. Almost like throwing themselves past you, Gareth, past you, Arnold, and getting I'd say about 5 feet from Mel before she notices, because she's so wrapped up in the scene with Rainier. What do you do?
Am I able to, I don't know, like a dex check to react quick enough to, I don't know, stick a leg out, trip some of them?
Absolutely, yes. That's
just
going to be a
straight up
dexterity
dex?
saving throw, I think.
Okay, so that's just add the bonus, right?
Yeah.
Cool. This one is an 18 plus 3 is 21. Holy
Jesus.
shit, dude.
Yeah, you trip one of these little kids, and he goes slamming into the cobblestones, and he trips up like 2 others. Let's say there's 5 all day, so there's 3 more on their feet. Arnold
Can
and
I?
Mel.
I don't know
wait.
if I don't know if I still have time, but can I scoop up the knives they were holding, or did they not drop them?
One of them dropped it. So one of them is unarmed, but I want to know what Arnold and Mel do.
How far are they from me?
5 feet.
No, that's not as far as I wanted them. I guess. Okay, so I will pull an arrow so I have it.
Okay.
But before I don't know if they're gonna run at me, even though I'm gonna try and stop. That's why I want to have the arrow out in case they don't stop. So I'm gonna pull the arrow so I have it, and then I'm just gonna say, "Hey, stop! Who are you? Just stop, so we can talk this out." Even though historically trying to talk things out has never worked.
Yeah, they don't stop, and in fact, one of them gets close enough to Rainier to swing one of these daggers down, and just misses, and you hear the sharp retort of metal against stone as it slams against a cobblestone inches from Rainier's face.
So Arnold, so I can tell that they're obviously not attacking us. They're only going after Rainier for whatever reason, right? There's no
for
no
now.
immediate, for now, of course. So I just want to say to Rainier, if you don't tell us why you were setting our building on fire, we will sick more children after you.
After I kicked these kids to knock them down, do I recognize them as the little fucking gremlins that raided that party we were at a little bit ago?
Oh, great memory, Gareth. No. Actually, one of them fell, and this sort of like too tight, weirdly reflective skin over his face sort of peels off, and you're looking at a goblin, Gareth. He is the green skin underneath this flesh-colored mask is heavily tattooed and pierced.
Badass. Man, goblins would be so much more intimidating if they were just like a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's tough to be badass when you're 1.5 feet tall.
So are these the same goblins from the talent show or the Battle of the Bards thing?
They are not. No, that's what Garion was asking, but they are not.
Okay, but they're not. But they are goblins, but they're not those.
They
goblins.
are goblins, not those goblins.
Gotcha. Okay.
Different goblins.
Gotcha.
And Rainier Neverember says, protect me, and I will tell you everything. I will give you every piece of information you need. But I can tell you where the vault is, and I can get you to. And then he fumbles just for a second. He falters. There's a word on his mouth that he, even now with knives in his face, refuses to say.
Good choice. You should never say the N-word.
God damn it.
Even with knives pointed at you, it's just not the right move.
Behind you. Actually, no, let's do this first. Let's roll initiative really quick so I can keep everybody straight, because these goblins are going to attempt to peel Rainier's face off. All right, Gareth, top of the order. There are goblins attempting to peel Rainier's face off without his will. What do you do?
So I think coming to the realization that these are not children, and Gareth he's not a monster, all right? He's not gonna kill kids on purpose.
Mel would.
He will absolutely kill goblins. So yeah, he's gonna, like, the ones that like fell over, he's just gonna go for a quick
like right in the back of the skull kind of thing?
Kinda, yeah.
All right, roll me an attack.
All right. Where the fuck are any of my bonuses at any given time? They're gone forever. That's fine.
Does Arnold see that these aren't children? Because like they were described as children at first, or like children-like.
I think for right now, you still think they're kids.
That's
I think you see your best friend in the world try to murk a child.
That's what I was imagining. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 17. I'm pretty sure my bonus was like plus like 4 or 5 for my daggers. I don't have it fucking written down.
All right, roll a damage and add your sneak attack to it, because this child is prone and you have advantage.
Now that's great news, because I have a shit ton of sneak attack damage. 1d6 is 1, 7, 9, 14 damage.
Okay, you cut cut this goblin's throat to the bone. You hear the whistling, bloody splatter of his death rattle, sort of like blow out on the cobblestones. And another one of the goblin goes, "Oh my God, what? Jesus, God in heaven." He's very...
Also, Gareth will take the time to yell, "They're goblins!"
Nice. Key detail. Okay. Next up in the order is Anthony.
Okay. So Rainier is still wrapped up in the vines, correct?
Currently, yes, but Fala LaFauci has called out, "Do you want me to let him go, or would you like me to keep him restrained? Please don't murder those children." Oh, the goblins. Okay, all right. No, that's quite all right.
Okay, I was going to ask about Fala because since it's we're in initiative, but I'm gonna ask Fala anyway and be like, is it possible for you to raise Rainier so the goblins can't reach him?
Oh yes, dear, of course. And she made excuse me, so sorry. They make a rising gesture, and the vines covering Rainier's legs writhe and move and pick him up like 5 feet. And then Fala's face contorts in a grim smile, and then they make a quick gesture, and then Rainier is flipped upside down.
Hell yeah.
Are there any goblins hanging from the vines, or were they all shaken loose?
No, they were all shaken loose in the slamming conundrum.
Okay, so I imagine he's off the ground now. There are a group of goblins there. I'm gonna cast Shatter on the ground where he is no longer.
Hell yeah, roll it up. Do I save out of that, or is that just you?
Yeah, I think you save out Constitution 13, then it's half damage otherwise.
The goblins rolled a 3.
So
Yes!
The goblins shatter like a piece of ice thrown against asphalt.
It's 22 damage.
God damn. Okay. Yeah. You turn these goblins into like a pool of meat jello.
Take that, kids.
There's a crash and a cacophonous screech as the street peels itself apart, and like the cobblestones twist into spears of raw stone and ore and shatter upwards in like a barbarous trap. And all of these goblins are impaled. Their daggers go flying. Their faces are caught in half mask, half grotesque screams of agony as they go, "Wah!" Well done, Arnold. Goddamn. Okay, Dianna.
What?
It's your turn,
It's your
dog.
turn.
Murder a child.
fucking what?
Okay,
I'm
Diana.
sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
My girl's a space cadet tonight.
I like how you're like, we only have a couple episodes left. And it's like, I only have one left.
All right,
Oh man.
Diana, you have just
Didn't
watched
Arnold just take care of all the little goblin children?
Yes, but I'm keeping us in initiative just so I have an idea of who goes when. So you have just watched Arnold turn the street into goblin-scented blood
I'm
and
so
guts.
proud of you, Arnold. Truly.
I got one.
Those murder lessons you're taking with me right after your sneak lessons would get, they're paying off.
Well,
Stealth and murder lessons are a great way to become an assassin, actually.
It's true. And actually, JP is also better at that one too. but you know, that's all right.
second place is still pretty good. It's not bad.
Hold on. How does Constance do in the murder school?
You actually look down, Gareth, and in your breast pocket, Constance has a tiny kitten-sized spell book that they're frantically flipping through.
All of the spells just change what hat he's wearing.
Yeah. there's like a tiny, and instead of a straw hat, it's suddenly like a fedora.
Actually, I think he puts on his combat helmet, which is the one from Skyrim with the horns on it.
Oh yeah, there's like a Dovahkiin style like helmet with like cow horns at the top.
Yeah.
Your Constance is now equipped with like kitten battle gear.
Oh yeah, just the helmet
Nice.
though, obviously.
Anyway,
Oh,
Mel, what do?
Oh,
You've got
sorry.
Rainier right there, hanging upside down.
And everyone else is gone. The goblins are now.
The goblins are dead. People are staring at you because there's still a crowd gathered watching Troll Skull burn down, and you hear somebody like in the crowd say, "Hey, that seems kind of fucked up, low key.
I mean, high
somebody,
key. It's fine.
somebody else goes, "Is that Rainy and Never Ember?"
It might be. It might be. Okay. So
I like to
normally,
Mel saying that next to his like hanging. But you're like, maybe. Who knows who it is?
right? We
Shagging
gonna
her.
find out. Like, yeah. Mel just punches him in the dick, like what Daniel did with Davo.
Listen,
He's upside down. Just to really get up there.
yeah, you gotta jump. You gotta jump for it.
I mean, I'm willing. No, so well, normally we would take you to Troll Skull, but seeing as you have burnt it, I am wondering if perhaps I don't remember the plant person's name.
Fala LaFauci.
Yeah, if that person could we borrow a room or someplace that's a little bit more private? I don't want to go anywhere he suggests. That's his territory.
Should we take him into Wicked Ways and Wiles? Maybe. We know.
No,
this
of course, darling. I've just the spot. If you bring him here, I can use my my shop stewards. They're newly appointed, but I can use my shop stewards to defend the space because I feel I've got a terrible premonition that this is about to be a very dangerous night for Waterdeep. But please come. And they pull these tendrils and sort of like there's a sharp gesture and Rainier slams down on the cobbles just like a little bit harder than necessary and goes, ah! And then LaFauci drags Rainier into Corellion's Crown, this plant store. If you'll remember, it is a townhouse with a glass roof and lots of like big glass windows lit on the inside by gentle lanterns. And the door is thrown off and it is perfumed with the scent of tea and soil and plants and humidity. And Fala leads you to a back room that looks like a potting room. There's plenty of like other pots and soil and watering cans. Yes, Garion.
Before Gareth goes in, does he see any trace of the big guy, like the 6-foot round fella?
Give me a perception check, please, Gareth.
Okay, so I wanted to say something earlier, but it was not my turn.
Round fellow.
He was described to me as round.
He was. That's a fact.
He's 6 feet tall and round.
I got a 9 plus 4 is 13. Really had to think about that one.
Like, I'm confused.
Give me just like 15 seconds, Dianna. I
So
understand.
there's a 6-foot round man walking towards you.
There's a 6-foot
He
round
rolls his way towards me, perfectly spherical.
That's kind of what I was wondering, honestly.
Garion, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Here, Oompa Loompa.
Like, does he have legs? Is it?
I never should have eaten that
Are his
gum.
legs also kind of round, or are they like little chicken legs? Like, does he skip leg day?
I got a 16 plus 3 is 19.
Okay. The pile of still steaming guts and blood that is starting to be washed down this cobble street by the whipping winds and rain of this horrible thunderstorm booming and cacophoning over Waterdeep is frozen into a contorted, jagged mess as you narrowly sidestep a ray of frost exploding out of this alley. And Gareth, you see the wide-eye, panicked form of Tim float out of this alley and stare
That's why
at
it was
you.
round.
That's not 6 foot tall.
It is
That's
floating 6 feet above the ground. His bottom was concealed by the goblin children. If you would just give me just a minute.
Okay, so Tim rolls his way out.
Tim
You said
floats out of
15
the
seconds.
alley.
He rolls in like a wrecking ball. All right,
And yeah, he floats in like a wrecking ball and stares at you, Gareth. And you hear his voice in your head, which is curious because that's never a way he's communicated with you before. But beneath the screams and the panicked passersby and the burning and Fala shouting, "Come this way," you hear Tim's voice in your head say quietly, "It was never supposed to be like this. I thought you and I were going to be friends."
I think Gareth will just kind of like stare at him, shocked for a moment, before making the decision to ignore him and follow the party inside.
Okay.
Almost as like a an act, not like a white flag, like not like a truce, but like I could like come and attack you, but I liked him.
All right. You guys are in a potting room in a back room of Corellian's Crown. Fala Lafayette.
I've been in a potting room, to be honest.
You guys go to Diana's room, which there's a Bob Marley song just playing on a speaker in the corner. And lots of really nice textured chairs. But Fala makes a couple of sharp gestures, and Rainier is suddenly pinned up against one wall. A series of vines, like sort of like pinning his arms to his side and his legs about a foot off the ground. To his side. And Fala says, I will patrol the street and make sure nobody comes to roughage out there, but please be quick. I think that this is going to get quite rowdy, quite. Oh!
Quack, 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 quack.
Please hurry. I think it's going to get quite rowdy quite quickly.
Can I warn Fala before they go out there? I just want to say, I did see some sort of fish creatures out there. I just want to make sure you're aware that I'm not sure if they were watching us or coming this way, but just be aware that they're out there.
Fala's features harden, and with a calm determination, they say, now, if there's one thing I've learned, dear boy, it's that plant beats water every time. I learned that from playing Pokemon Blue.
Well, damn it, I was gonna say that's not true, but the Pokemon, damn it, fair enough.
Nice.
All right. Pokemon references aside, you have Rainier Neverember pushed up against one wall. He's very submissive. He says, all right, now, before the lady takes another arrow out of that quiver or Gareth tries to kiss me, I have information that you need. I have remembered things tonight, things that I cannot believe I have forgotten. And all of it relates to my father and the vault that he has hidden beneath the city. And there's a pause. And with great effort, and you can see the muscles in his jaw and his neck sort of like working, almost trying to like force this word out. He says, and my brother.
Bum, bum, bum.
This seems like a good time for a pee break, low key.
Sure. Yeah.
I have to pee quite badly, so here we go.
Okay, be safe.
Thank you. It's the holidays, as we all know, and one of the best presents to get stuffed into your stocking from Santa Claus is a fantastic set of Libris Arcana dice, either sent to you straight from the North Pole, which is obviously where all of the Libris Arcana dice come from, or gifted to you by a lovely friend or loved one who just wanted to say something nice about you in the form of hand-cast resin dice or one of these amazing theme sets that are delivered straight to your door. So with that in mind, Diana, what do you think is the most festive die in a set? What die says happy holidays to you the most in a standard set of TTRPG dice?
The one that says happy holidays the most. I'm gonna go with our good friend the D8.
Okay. How come?
Well, pyramids, butt to
Two
butt.
two
They're just
two
real
pyramids
festive.
under the mistletoe.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Look at
Okay.
them. They're butt to butt. Okay, that's just romance and togetherness and all those things you want for the holidays.
Butt to butt is exactly how I want to spend my holidays. And I'm going to spend my holidays butt to butt with Libris Arcana. Garion, where can our delightful and faithful listeners discover their butt to butt comrade, Libris Arcana?
You know what, Alex? I'm so glad that you asked. You can find Libris Arcana dice on librisarcana.com. You can get dice, resin handmade with the nice sharp pointy edges. You can get them metal. You could even get D&D book covers if you don't want that icky, yucky cover art showing. And you could get all that for 20% off if you use our discount code STUPID20. You could use that for literally anything on the website. That could be one dice set you like. That could be a whole bunch of book covers. That could be the monthly subscription, which has a new dice set every month. This month, being December, is Frostbite. Looks very badass. And you get 20% off if you use code stupid20 at checkout. It's so important. I said it twice.
Now, Anthony, really quick, if I wanted to gift a set of lovely Libris Arcana dice to, say, my favorite D&D player on the amazing, soon-to-be world-famous show Critically Stupid, would I have to like pay for that subscription over and over and over again? Like, how easy is it to cancel?
Absolutely not. You can cancel the subscription at any time. You don't even have to talk to anyone. You just go on there and it's effortless. You just go
Nice.
do it at any time you want.
Well, I guess the only thing left to say is Libris Arcana, dice for life.
Stay homunculus, everybody. Thank you so much for listening.
Is your favorite player you? Are you going to buy yourself dice?
Rainier Neverember looks at you. His eyes are wide and he is gently sweating. And he says, "It is, of course, a great shame that I bring on my house and my brain. I don't know how I have forgotten him. It seems impossible.
Is it the only other ginger in the city?
No, this is, of course, crazy. There are hundreds and hundreds of red-headed fellows walking around Waterdeep. I think that the sort of sky god that is overseeing our lives..."
It's Floon, right? It's Floon. Just tell us it's Floon. I broke him. He's holding a gun to his head.
Yeah.
This is... Did you also remember him?
He works for us, so I don't think we forgot. And really, I'm going to be honest. Your brother's been acting kind of shady for like a long time, and I just kind of wanted to ignore it. But now you're really bringing it out into the forefront.
When I was young, my father was most powerful and selfish and cruel, and as such, I had many siblings and half brothers and half sisters and cousins, and the legacy of my father's misdeeds is a tale unto itself. But one of them was constantly in our lives. He wanted nothing more than to be me. He followed me around everywhere, even after my father expelled him from the house after he was caught
Smoking the jong.
No, he had several dogs that he was withholding food from because he liked the way that they cried. He was a horrible child. But he wanted nothing more than to be me. And the number of times he would come into my room and he would wear my clothes, and I would find him and say, like, "Hey, get out! Stop that! Don't come in.
Single white female shit.
Don't do
movie.
this." It seems impossible that I would forget him. Just like I would forget that my father hid the vault underneath the theater that he owned in the Sea Ward. But of course, yeah. I knew this. I knew this, but it was like there was a hole in my memory. Like something forced it quietly to the side.
We apparently we have also all unanimously remembered the location of the vault. I don't know why the fuck we wasted all that time looking for this goddamn stone when apparently it was been in the Sea Ward the whole time, and we knew that. I'm a little miffed about it. I'm also a little miffed about my goddamn tavern lighting on fire, so maybe stop talking about your fucking brother and explain that.
I did not do this. This I did not do. It looks a little suspicious. I will tell you that I am running away from it saying I am sorry, but I am sorry because your tavern is on fire, not because I am the one that set the match.
Can I get an insight roll on that one?
Do it.
Like that specifically?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
I got 18.
He's shooting you straight on this one, Gareth.
Okay.
Or at least he believes he is. There's a lot of like memory and consciousness and what is truth being played around right here. Sure. But to you, Dianna, he says, I ran to Trollskull because I heard of your endeavors in the Sea Ward in the harbor, I should say, and with Devil Star Song in the Eye Catcher. I received tale from a contact I have in the city guard, a Captain Rain. She mentioned that you might need help, that you might be in trouble, and I rushed to help, to throw skull, to find you, and I found it aflame.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I may buy that you have not lit the store on fire, but forgive me for questioning your motives because Captain Rain isn't. We're not exactly fucking tight, you know. How did she even know we were in trouble? Yeah, all right, cool. I'm amazed with
Why?
your ability to shrug when tied up like that.
Why? What is your theory then as to why our tavern is on fire and why it's taken Waterdeep Fire Department like a really long ass time to show up? That's a
They don't have
separate
fire trucks yet.
question,
They're
but
walking.
apparently
You
like dragging the hose with them.
you hear a crash of glass and a cry from the room outside behind you. And Rainier's eyes dart to the closed door, and he says, I am thinking that I am the sudden subject of much too much attention. If people have remembered my father, they have remembered his vault, and then they have remembered that there is only one living son with his name, and I fear that I will come to much harm quite quickly. Sorry, Diana, what did you ask me?
What his theory was as to why our tavern was burned.
I suspect that your tavern was burned for that exact reason. That somebody was trying to force you to make a decision, either to find the vault, because listen, the fact that you have the Stone of Galore is a pretty terribly kept secret in the city. People that you have trusted, maybe you should not have trusted so much. So, hey, this is a long way to tell you that maybe you're in danger and you should start running now. Perhaps.
Oh, you know what my first clue was? You'll never believe it. It's our fucking tavern being lit on fire.
Yes, this is quite unfortunate. I hope you have the good insurance.
Well, there are ghosts in there, man. Where are the ghosts gonna go? You ever think about that?
I do not concern myself with ghosts. Rainy November buys new houses only. They have not the time to be haunted.
I mean, fair enough. Honestly, that's a pretty good strategy to avoid hauntings.
One of the
I mean,
doors
sometimes
of this
the
room,
land is haunted though.
True. One of the doors in this room slams open, and a man with scarred runes carved over his cheeks and forehead bursts in. He's wearing dark robes slashed with blood red ribbons. He is bleeding from his neck and brow, and there is a coiled ivy vine around one arm that has been brutally severed. And he extends his fingers towards Arnold and utters a spell.
Okay. Okay, this whole time Arnold's been sitting there in quiet contemplation because this guy who was one of his best friends kind of betrayed him. He didn't feel safe with him. He's learning all this situation, like the situation that's happening with Floon and Rainier, and just like trying to figure, like watching his friends and sussing through everything, and then suddenly, having said nothing, only sitting there with his thoughts.
Some guy,
you took any damage in the past several episodes. Who's taking any damage? I mean, that's okay. Yeah. So he fingers me, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So you get finger blasted, and God damn, Garion.
just
Anyway.
asking out what you're saying. I've been doing that the whole time.
Arnold, you are thrown against one wall, and you take 1 point of damage as your forehead slaps against the wall, because I think it's really funny. And then there is like a shout, and another loop of vines explodes from the floor and grabs this dude by his feet and drags him backwards out the room. And you actually see Gareth standing in the doorway is Dustin Ego, wearing like a shop boy apron out of canvas, and his hands are stained with soil. And he goes, "Don't worry, sirs, I got him. I got this one. A guy did kick me in the chest earlier. It hurt real bad, but don't worry, I got this one. I got." And he makes a sharp gesture and hurls this dark wizard out a window.
It would have been so funny if you're like, he makes a sharp necker and snaps the wizard neck, killing him instantly.
Nah, man, he's just a
kid.
kid. He's just a kid. You can't put that on a kid.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
Then he would be the #1 student in my murder school.
Okay. What's the play? You guys are being attacked. The sound of scuffling is coming from outside. Whatever brigands are on the street are clearly attempting to get in.
I think Gareth will burst towards the entrance, both knives in hand, trying to stop them from getting in.
Okay. There are a series of darkly dressed bandits with knives as equally curved as yours. Some of them have sickles or daggers. They are all fighting plants that have burst from the walls and floors and ceiling of this plant store. Fala Lefair is bleeding from a cut over one eye and has only the use of one arm as the other hangs limply from their sides, but they are still shouting in anger as more thugs burst through the window of their shop. Gareth, do you want to roll to attack somebody? There are a number of fiends to choose from.
And there's no city guard having showed up yet.
There is the glint of steel and spears from the street outside, but none of them have either there aren't enough to detach to the store or they haven't rolled up just yet.
Okay. Are we still in the same initiative?
No, we can just act sort of independently for now. I don't see the need to roll up another order.
Okay, sweet. So they're all trying to get through the doorway. Has anybody made it in?
There's the wizard and there's two bandits that are in the process of cutting off the bonds that have restrained their feet.
Okay, I think I'll go for one of the bandits then.
All right.
Maybe both if I get lucky.
Well, he's doing that. Mel wants to turn to Rainier and say, listen, I don't trust you at all. But here's the thing. Even if I were to let you go right now, you would still be chased by these bandits. So what exactly is your thinking? Where would you go to be safe from this?
I am thinking that the only place that I could go that would be safe would be either my home or perhaps this vault.
You don't think they'll be in your home?
Now that you say it out loud, perhaps the only place I could go is the vault. I think they might actually have sussed out where I live, mainly because
your home is actually very easy to. He's yelling over the combat. Your home is very easy to get into, actually.
Oh yeah.
Gareth, have you broken into my home?
You were there. Oh no, he wasn't there. He came.
No, but
that was when I
mug and put
I
it.
hit the mug with his own rapier.
Yeah, that was a good time.
All right, so
Do you want my hit rolls?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Gareth.
Okay, I got the first dagger swipe was an 11. The second one was a dirty 20.
One missed, the other one hit. Roll some damage.
Sweet.
Bless you,
This
Arnold.
awesome.
Say some words.
Sorry, I was just letting Dianna do the thing. So
Hey, 4 damage.
Heard.
I think I'm just at a loss because we want what's in the vault, right? Our whole thing is to get the vault. As a player, I don't know why we need Rainier anymore. Does he know a way in the vault that we don't know? That's, do I know that already and I just don't remember?
No, you don't know that. That would be a question to ask Rainier.
Okay. So I'll ask him. Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. So I'm gonna look to Rainier as Mel is questioning and say yeah, I think it's pretty clear that we all want to go to the vault. Otherwise, I wouldn't be, holding this hot thing on my, person.
This hot ball.
This hot ball on me. So,
hey, my friend, you keep it in your pants. Huh? This is not the time.
How do you know where it is? Anyway, so I don't know where I keep my balls. So.
Tell you one thing though, pee is stored in them.
Pee is canonically stored in the balls.
So I say to Rainier, what is the fastest way for us to all get to the vault from where we are?
If you have perhaps a mode of transportation that is faster than walking, I was planning on hailing a cab and sort of riding in comfort and style. If you have perhaps a Zeppelin that you would like to ride, or a Griffin that you can hop on, or a dragon, that would be convenient. But yes, I was planning on sort of the standard mode of transportation.
Yeah, let's just pop out our fucking dragon that we keep in the basement. Fuck you, we're walking.
I don't know what you have, okay? I am not part of your party. I don't spend a lot of time with you. I have previously considered you friends, but then the Lady Maria shot me, I think, twice now, maybe thrice.
I really
a few
thought he was
times.
going to be like, I don't want to, I'm not poor, okay? Sorry.
You do not have a pocket dragon? That is weird. I have 3.
And a 6 dragon garage.
So as far as like this is such a bad question to have this late into the campaign, and I'm so sorry. But as far as this vault is concerned, is it just general treasures that are in there that we're after, or is there something specific that we want? Because it feels weird to be like, hey, let's all go to your vault that belongs to you that we want to completely rob. You know,
I mean,
like,
it doesn't belong to Rainier. It's money that it's money and goods that Rainier's father embezzled from the city.
right. Okay.
I think it's so funny that it's so in character, and I really do like to imagine that Gareth was just like, we should rob that vault. And then or Arnold was just like, fuck yeah, the whole time, going like, why? What do we need in there?
I mean, that's pretty much
As far
Most
as
in-character thing I've ever heard.
As far as motivations, Arnold, that one's on you. I'm running this by the book now, and the book offers shockingly little in terms of like why you should care.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm with it to just, learn from my friends. That's what I've been doing.
I love that. You guys should care because it's the last episodes of the campaign, and I need you to. That's why you should care.
Okay. So I turn to Rainier. I'm like, I meant if you know some like certain, like secretive way to get to your vault from where we are, that, maybe people wouldn't be able to track us as easily, not the method of transportation. So
as far as ways to get there, no, as the rogue shouted after I think he stabbed that man. Gareth, by the way, your dagger like hooks into some dude's shoulder and rips out like a meaty chunk of flesh. Like you are in combat while all of this is happening. But let's say you can hear it from over one shoulder.
I like to imagine I'm still participating in the conversation, just like shouting over my shoulder.
Just like stabbing.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, if the fiends, brigands, and bastards out there manage to get there before I do, they will have a tough time because they do not have my father's key.
Okay.
Now, I hate to interrupt, but I will say that 2 of the 3 of us are pretty good at combat, and 1 of 3 of us is fighting. Please help.
I agree. I think
I turn around. Arnold immediately turns around like, I'm on it. Don't worry. I take out my sword.
Hell yeah. No magic. Throws himself into combat.
That's what I love about like fucking Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings movies, because he throws hands, dude.
He does. Okay, so what's the plan? There are brigands to be fought.
I'm gonna stab another guy.
How can we get out of here?
There's a back door. A long time ago, you might remember, somebody made the suggestion to follow LaFauci to plant fantasy weed in their backyard. So there is a back door. Canonically, there's a back door to this shop that you have been down.
So
I can only imagine going up to like the counter at this like plant store and be like, so I'm looking for some plants. Oh yeah, we all have all kinds. I'm looking for some weeds.
Why did you look over both shoulders?
In case somebody was
Because
listening.
the fuzz could be here.
That's true. You hate to see the fuzz showing up. Actually, speaking of the fuzz, Gareth, while you are wrapped up in combat, and Arnold, you would see this as you roll up, a contingent of soldiers breaks away from a growing population of this street. They are taking over the fire and the crowd and sort of all of that. a portion of them breaks out and starts rushing really fast towards this plant shop, led by a dwarf with a bright pink mohawk, who you might remember from the heist arc. That is the sergeant that secured the ship and also threw you in a cell in like episode 8 and interrogated you about the location of the stone.
Yes.
This was the first hints that the City Watch also knew about it.
So I think Gareth, upon seeing the watch, is gonna try and make his getaway here. And instead of like continuously cutting down the people at the door, he's just gonna start like kicking people in the chest to force them out, like into the street.
Just like Sparta kick over and over and over again.
Kind of like I'm just trying to like get these people past like the threshold, and then so Arnold and I can run to the back door.
Okay.
If we're lucky, we can use something as a barricade.
So can I?
Go ahead, Arnold.
Oh no, I was gonna, so like, can I say like, yeah, okay, yeah, let's get out of it. And I want to cast major image, but I want it to look like, I'm just gonna say Floon. I want it to look like Floon, like in the corner as if he's like fighting. Like I want it to be like so when people come in, they think he's one of us. So when we leave, they are distracted. The whole point is just to get them to look one way so we can go the other way, essentially.
Okay.
If anyone.
Yeah. So you summon the lackadaisical redheaded bartender Floon in a corner. I like to imagine you summon him and he's just like karate chopping the empty air in front of him with sort of like a because he doesn't know what he's doing ever. And it distracts these brigands for enough time for a fresh burst of thick ivy and barbed tentacles to erupt from the door of this shop and sort of like seal them up in like individual, like painful cocoons. And Fala LaFauci, now supported on one side by Dustin Ego, who is like holding this formerly stately half-elf woman, says, "Go! You must run. We can't hold them for much longer. Please."
Way ahead of you. Gareth is already running.
Yeah.
He's not a monster though. I'm not even gonna try to fucking. Thank you, Phil.
Oh yeah,
it's la 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 fire.
God damn it, that's so much more funny. Fuck. That's fine.
You look so disappointed.
It's fine. No, I said Phil. Phil's what I went for.
That's one of the few times that Anthony's just like dunked on you with a joke, just like
it wasn't
okay.
even like a joke at me. It was just a better one.
It was just a better joke. Okay. Gareth, you run to the back of the store and throw open the store, and it is a forest of fantasy marijuana. In this
Remember how
backyard.
when I was in the treasure trove, just like grabbing things as I
Yeah.
passed?
The Mel's doing it now too.
Yeah, Mel and Gareth are just like reaping as you go.
Arnold's getting too far ahead. I'm just like, I don't even.
Yeah,
remember
Arnold's
what
actually running.
I said.
Really quick, what did you guys do with, or ask Fala to do with Rainier before you left?
I think
He's got a key or something, so we probably have to bring this stupid fucker.
Yeah, I was thinking that I don't know, let me know if this would like not work, but I was thinking that somebody with a sword instead of 2 fucking knives would like sever the vines holding his feet, but they would still be wrapped around, so he would be like tied up, but we'd just like be carrying him.
I mean, we could do that for sure.
Sweet. Let's do
Who's
that.
carrying him?
Oh, Gareth is.
That is going to affect how
Fireman's
much.
carry.
That is going to affect how much top tier bud you can cut from these.
Gareth is.
I mean,
like,
Bud's
he's, like,
not that
juggling.
heavy, so I feel like he can.
How much can you grab with one hand? You're carrying this dude with 2 hands.
It's a fireman's carry.
Yeah, fireman's
Display-
carry is
all right.
totally one arm.
Display a fireman's carry that also allows you to peel weed off a branch with the
Literally,
other
the
hand.
fireman.
No, this is the most
carry.
ridiculous thing I have ever
Dude, the
heard.
fireman's carry
It's
is
a
designed
fireman's
to keep
carry.
a
It's
hand
supposed to
open
be-
for firemen.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say a fireman's carry is designed to also let you pick weed with the other
No,
hand.
that's an entirely different carry. That's the weed carry. But
The
Gareth
weed
doesn't know
carry?
that one.
We're combining the two.
Okay. A fireman's weed carry. Excuse me. Apparently I wasn't familiar. All right. You guys run.
Cool.
Wow. You run holding. That was just hurtful. It wasn't even funny.
I thought it was funny.
You guys run with
Wow.
Rainier over Garion's shoulder. And you make it out onto the street. There is a shout behind you, and you see a contingent of city guard point at you, and somebody says, "They're over here!" And several of them start running towards you, and you see a pink mohawked figure dart around the corner and start legging it towards you, saying, "Stop there, thieves!" That's not his character voice, but I forgot what it was.
And
If it makes you feel better, I also forgot what it was, and you totally could have not said anything.
Nice.
I have a spell that I don't know all the details of though.
Collect weed. It's a cool spell.
I don't need a spell for that. That's just ingrained in the character.
She
Okay?
says, gesturing with her vape.
Yeah, it's a good time over here. Yeah, that's the weed carry. I have a spell where I can like lay a trap in front of me and people. It's like camouflaged. Something. I guess I could look at my sheet. I'm sorry. I'm really fine. Spike growth. What is spike growth? Or is it pass without a choice? Those are my two. Which one am I talking about?
It is spike growth. The ground in a 20-foot radius centered on a point within range twists and sprouts hard spikes and thorns. It becomes difficult terrain for the duration. Creature takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels. So yes, that would be very good for you right now to use.
That would be almost designed for this exact scenario.
True.
It's fun how I randomly remember I can do magic sometimes.
God, dude, it's awesome, I'll tell you.
It's like, oh, I've got this random spell that's absolutely applicable to this exact scenario.
It's like I try to shoehorn teleporting into every scenario. I'm just like, yeah, I could probably teleport here.
I mean, you can in most scenarios, to be fair.
I just randomly made a Floon, and Alex was like, "Yeah, but the story's about to just get rid of those guys anyway. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
fuck
that."
your Floon. I don't need him.
I don't need him. Like, all right,
They're trying to handcuff him, but his karate hand is
He's furiously karate chopping too much to be handcuffed.
I imagine him as one of those video game characters that can't stand still, even when they're not.
Oh yeah, he has an idle
they do the
animation.
bounce.
Yeah. Okay, so Mel, talk me through it. How do you cast a spell?
Well, I mean, I guess that's my question. Like above table dice wise.
You just do it. It just happens.
Okay.
You don't need to roll for it. I don't have to roll. I don't roll out of it. You just trap it.
Okay. So I think that I have both hands. Yeah. So she would just use her both hands to kind of create kind of like do this motion of like stuff coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that from her hands you kind of see a little bit of like a green glow when she does this, and then in front of her comes up the big spikes and the vines and whatever. But then she does this and the green glow gets a little bit dimmer and the spikes and everything get camouflaged into the ground in front.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, exactly that. You raise your hands and stony vines and thorns explode from the cobblestones. And I imagine there's like an arch as it exits the alley that's sort of like come down and camouflage. And then there is call it like a grizzled old grumpy looking city guard. He's probably like in his 50s. He's got like a mustache and mutton chops, and it's the funniest facial hair.
You didn't roll for that.
I did.
You knew you were gonna give him mutton chops, and you're like, let me just roll.
Nope. I had 6 options, and the 4 was mutton chops.
What were the other 5?
What were the others?
Goatee, bristlecomb mustache a la Stalin, Hitler mustache, Abraham Lincoln style beard, and wispy sort of like prepubescent peach fuzz, almost like Garion's got.
He rolls the Hitler mustache and he re-rolls it. It's not
It's just like really quick.
Mm.
Okay. Anyway, this dude with mustache and mutton chops runs into the thorns and then trips and makes an agonized squeal. Garion?
Oh.
Close enough.
Let me try that one again.
Yeah, exactly. As his arms and hands sort of like throw out to catch his fall as he trips over these thorns and like gets cut up. And the contingent of guards behind him slows to a stop, and you guys make good your escape. So, my question is, where do you go?
I thought we were going to the vault.
We are going to the vault, but I don't think going directly there is the move.
Rainier Neverember throws himself into a carriage that he called on.
He's fireman carried. He's not throwing himself anywhere.
Rainier isn't throwing himself fucking
All right,
anywhere,
fine.
dude.
Rainier says, if you reach into my pocket, you can pull out a
Money.
My wallet.
you can pull out some money, and we can call a carriage, and it can take us to where.
Do you happen to have like a fantasy phone that we could get a fantasy Uber?
Yes, there is a bird of messaging in my pocket that you can
Arnold
use.
reaches in and grabs the wallet and tosses it to Garion.
Okay,
Like Gareth.
it's a very fancy wallet. It's crocodile skin.
Mel reaches into the other pocket to get the little bird.
There's
Oh,
nothing in there. He was
I thought
lying.
he said he had a... Oh, I'm so
Kill him. We kill him. He's dead now. No.
You
Wait,
said there was a bird and there's
yeah,
not. Like,
Can I,
Yeah.
since we're reaching in his pocket looking for this bird and other stuff, can I kind of search for the key? Well, we're looking for. I mean,
Yeah,
come on,
yeah,
I
yeah,
want,
yeah.
like,
Grab
20,
his penis
you know,
through his pocket.
I want to. Yeah, we're looking for the. He said he had a bird in his pocket. We're not going to assume he's lying because he's now trying to, tell us that he's being honest with us and such.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, but so I want to look through his pocket just to kind of see if I can find that key to the vault or anything.
He giggles like the Pillsbury Doughboy, hoo, and then says, "Mr. Arnold, before your adventures into outer space conclude in a tragic discovery, the key is not in either of my pockets. It is in. I keep it in a safe place in a shop by the vault, or my father keeps it in a safe place in the shop by the vault. I can give you the cross streets if you require, but it is in a safe place."
Okay, so as we're like continuing to, well, where are we going? Did we say
oh,
that?
I can't get the fantasy Uber, so we walking still.
Let's say you're in a carriage. Let's say a carriage
All right.
stopped and a dude was like, "Hey, you need a ride?"
I have a quick idea for like role play immersion purposes that we could just hand wave away and say I rejoin you guys. But I was thinking of throwing Rainier in the carriage and then like getting into the fireman pose and be like, Arnold, give me a fake Rainier. I'm gonna lead a false trail.
I could do it for
pretty
a
good,
certain
actually.
distance, right? Like, well, if he's. Let me
Mel
think.
says, before you do that, give me all your weed. I'll hold on to it. Safekeeping.
Yeah, I'll keep it in a safe place.
I don't
It's this
trust
joint
you.
that I'm rolling.
My lungs.
I can only do it up to 20 feet or
120 feet. Yeah,
120
it's not very
feet,
far.
120. No, it's not very far.
But it's far enough.
That's enough to create.
It's enough to
Some
go the
doubt as
opposite
to-
direction
yeah.
the carriage goes.
In case someone's watching, you're saying, okay, yeah.
In fact,
Let's
you
do
know
it.
what? I could even leave my knife with Arnold, so that way I turn a corner and then just teleport away, and they're like, "Where did he go?"
All right.
All right.
I like that a lot.
do it. Yeah, that sounds awesome. So I cast my major image and I do exactly that. I make it look just like Rainier
Okay.
on his
Arnold, how many third level spell slots do you have?
2. Oh, did I
Okay.
already use? Hang on, let me
You
think.
use
No,
minor,
I
you
did.
use major illusion, so that's
I
your
did.
last.
I
That's your
already
last one
used
today.
it.
You
Oh,
you
yeah.
can do this one, but that's it. No
I
more.
can do this one. Okay, cool.
All right.
Yep, that's it.
Gareth, you run with a fantasy Rainier thrown over one shoulder, the opposite direction of this carriage, and successfully you hear several like alarmed cries, not only from this contingent of guards that are sort of like three stooging themselves over this trap that Mel laid for them very successfully, but you raise your eyes and see a series of cloaked figures darting on the rooftops, following you with much more agility and stealth than the city guards that they leave rapidly in their wake as you turn a corner and disappear into the alleyways, the opposite direction from the carriage.
Fantastic.
Mel, Arnold, Josh Pat, and Rainier take this carriage, rattling over the streets. It is like 3:00 in the morning. There is nobody else on the streets. And you go to the C ward, the seedy part of town where our story has run through countless times. And you pull up to a very familiar intersection and hop out the carriage. Really quick, how much do you tip the driver? Just so I know.
20%.
20%. Okay. Not enough
And
to be
it's-
generous.
It's from Rainier's wallet, though, right? Like we.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay. For sure.
Rainier's
For sure.
paying for it.
It's so
20% is
funny.
a good tip.
20%.
Is it
Yeah.
not?
20%. 20% is fine. It's, you know what 20% is? It's a nice tip without being memorable. Like you're not going to be you're not going to be the ride that this
Right.
dude is like, holy shit, these guys tip me like 50 gold boobies or whatever.
Although I suppose we could tip him more to be quiet.
I feel like
So maybe
not
that would
remem-
be
I feel like not remembering somebody is almost more likely to keep secrets than don't tell anybody. Here's some money.
But he did pick up somebody who's all wrapped up in a fucking plant.
How uncommon is that
I
in
was just gonna ask
Waterdeep?
you.
So
Oh, yeah.
this dude asked 0 questions.
Okay.
He
Oh,
didn't even
alright.
look at you funny.
He didn't even look in the rearview mirror. He was like, "All right."
I mean, he does
Yeah.
have the 3 a.m. shift, so that's probably
Yeah.
Alright.
Whatever weed you guys are smoking, this dude's on some stronger shit.
Nice.
Okay. You guys, let's say
Little
Gareth,
jealous.
Gareth, you catch them as they're pulling out of this carriage. So you all are together. And you are staring at a very familiar intersection. You are staring at the purple laden old Zoblob shop from episode like 3 or 4. Across the street from, nobody's going to remember this but me, a theater.
I remember the theater. We wanted to go in and see a musical.
That's right. And you mysteriously couldn't because I needed it for other reasons. And I couldn't let you fucking bing bongs burn it down. But Rainier Neverember says, I guess muffled from the vicinity of Garrett's buttocks. The key is in the shop. The shopkeeper is an old friend of my father's, an old comrade from his adventuring days, and he has been keeping the key unbeknownst to anyone. We must go and check it with him, and then we can go to the theater. My father owns it.
Okay. Let me see.
Also, I just want to confirm that I met up with them after the carriage parked. I did not use my teleporting knife back in, so I still have that charge for today.
Yes, you have 1 day's worth of teleportation charge.
Before we go in there, Rainier, just a question, since Floon's your brother. Is your father sick?
My father has been dead for 15 years.
So yes.
I mean,
incredibly
my father can do several kick flips.
That's sick as fuck.
He's quite ill.
Oh, dude, the next time I'm at the fucking skate park, dude, I'm like, yo, that was ill, bro.
You could say his white blood cells have failed him thrice for cancer because of the number of kick flips he can do on his skateboard.
This is taking a weird turn. Why
He
would
does
your
so many
brother
kick flips, he
say
immediately
that his
crumples in
father
pain.
is sick unless you don't share a father?
I am so sorry, Diana. I did not hear that. Can you give it to me clean?
Yeah, just why would your brother tell us that his father is sick then if yours is dead?
He's probably lying.
I imagine, yes, I imagine that he is telling you falsehood so that you would trust him.
Like I figured he was lying to get out of work, but I didn't read too much into it. You know how like an employee if you've ever worked at a fast food, like at a fucking in the food service, and you like really don't want to go to work, so you like pretend to like, yeah, I'm sick, but I came in anyway. You should let me go home.
Oh, yeah.
But I really,
Oh, yeah. That's a vibe.
100%.
what I thought Floon was doing.
So can we ask? I mean, since we're sitting here asking Floon or asking Rainier questions, can I ask? So okay, after he was kicked out of your family, what do you now remember anything else about him? Would he have a separate family, perhaps, or are they? Do you think they're just straight lies?
I know very little about his mother because she was a source of shame to my father. I know that this youngster, this child, was wrapped up around me like thorns on a vine for my entire life, and but it is curious, Arnold. I cannot seem to remember his mother in any significant detail. I cannot. You would think that I would. You would think that I would be able to recall her name. But yeah, I remember she was not very nice. Probably to me.
So, okay, how do you have a relationship with the mother? Like, was she a part of your lives for a while? If she was she's a source of shame, how do you know her at all?
Well, I only heard about her from my father. Of course, he would occasionally, when this boy would get sort of too much, my father would curse his mother for the sort of shame she had brought upon the house. And then, of course, I have very little relationship with her. She is not my mother. My mother is Lady Neverember and is a constant delight to me. She does not live here. She lives in Baldur's Gate, but she is lovely. We write twice a week.
Can I tell if, I mean, I know he thinks he's telling the truth, but can I tell any how do I ask it? Can I tell if he's having some sort of like mental issues and like maybe a split personality situation, like this,
Yeah.
Or if it's like how he forgot Floon and
somehow, because I yeah.
Give me an insight check, Arnold.
All right, let me give you an insight.
Let's say you're rolling this as you guys are walking into Ye Old Zoblob shop, and the bell jings merrily over the door.
Very cool.
Constance has removed their combat hat and is now wearing their passive hat, which is the little beanie with the ears cut out.
There's a beanie? Oh my god.
I got a 17 plus 4, 21.
21. What I will give you with a 21, Arnold, you cannot tell if there is any intentional deceit. But with a 21, I will tell you that you notice that Rainier has not used Floon's name once.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was kind of picking up. Cool.
As you guys walk into Ye Old Zoblob shop, you hear from the back of the store, coming from a puff of bright purple smoke.
All right, that's that stronger shit the carriage guy was on.
Well, hi there, guys. Welcome to Ye Old Zoblob shop. It's me, Zoblob. And I don't need to practice this voice at all. I've got this one in a holster. Whee!
You remind me of some sort of copyrighted mouse.
Now, how dare you say that? Don't you have a single fucking syllable exits your voice, and we're gonna get sued all the way down to our ball sacks.
Sorry.